Good morning and welcome to another day of learning with Miss Tia. Today is Thursday, April 30. All right, so let's draw our 30. So we got started here at the top. We're going to go, remember our backwards C. We go around and stop, around and stop. So there's our 3, and we make our circle here for our 0, 3, 0. You have today is the last day of April. We start May 1st tomorrow. Oh my goodness, a whole new month. Where has the time gone? All right, what we're going to do today is a little bit different. We'll go ahead and we'll do our good morning to those of you out there. And then we'll start with our new lesson this week. All right, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to McKinley. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to who else is out there? Emma. Hi, Emma. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to, is Amelia out there? Amelia, good morning to you. All right, good morning and welcome. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different, and going forward, we're going to start doing some science. Because guess what? Everything I've taught you so far, plus what you've learned in your classes from the beginning of the year, you should have now learned everything that you need to know going into kindergarten. Man, that's a lot of stuff, isn't it? Both reading and math. We learned our numbers, we learned our letters and their sounds. We learned how to count and add and do some subtraction. We learned how to do some sentences and some sight words. And we'll still focus on some of that as well. But we're going to start doing some science in here as well. So today, we're going to start with the 3 states of matter. What is matter? Oh my goodness. Matter is anything and everything that takes up space. Me, you, a phone, a pen, a table, a chair. Anything that takes up space is called matter. And there's 3 states of matter. There's solid, like a chair you're sitting in or the computer that you're looking at. Those are solids. They have a definite shape. They don't change shapes, okay? We have our liquid, so like the milk you drink or the juice that you drink or something that you can pour like water. Now water doesn't have a definite shape. It takes the shape of whatever the container that it's in. So if you pour it into something this tiny, it's going to be this tiny. If you pour it into something long, it's going to be long. If you pour it on the table, it's going to what? It's going to spread out to the length of the table, right? So that's a liquid. And then our last one is a gas. So you think about the air that you breathe. That's a gas. You think about when you try to blow up a balloon, you got to use air to blow it up. You got to, and the balloon gets bigger. Or you might even think about the wind that blows outside, right? That is a gas, okay? A gas is like air, something that you really can't see, but you can definitely feel it. So we're going to be talking about the 3 states of matter. So we're going to start with a song called The 3 States of Matter. And we're going to sing it to the tune of The Wheels on the Bus, okay? The 3 states of matter are solid, liquid, gas, solid, liquid, gas, solid, liquid, gas. The 3 states of matter are solid, liquid, gas all day long. The floor is a solid. You can jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. The floor is a solid. You can jump up and down all day long. Water is a liquid. You can drink right down, drink right down, drink right down. Water is a liquid. You can drink right down all day long. Air is a gas. You can breathe right in. Take a breath. Breathe right in. Breathe right in. Air is a gas you can breathe right in. All day long. The three states of matter are solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid, gas. The three states of matter are solid, liquid, gas. All day long. Hopefully you enjoyed that song. I thought that was really cute, and it goes to the tune of Wheels on the Bus. So how many states of matter are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 states of matter. We have solids, liquids, and gases. Now we're going to go into each one just a little bit and talk about them and do some experiments. So hopefully you're ready to have some fun and gather some materials and do the experiments right along with me, okay? Alright, so the first one that we're going to look at today is a solid. Solids are really easy to think about because they're anything and everything that takes up shape and has takes up space. Is hard, okay? So like a block, this is a solid. I can knock on it, right? It doesn't change shape. I can drop it and it doesn't break. It stays the shape that it's in no matter what I do to it, unless you really want to try to break it. But on a usual day, you're not going to be able to break this, okay? Another thing that's a solid, a little monkey. It's solid. I can't squeeze it to make it into a liquid. I can't do anything that's not gonna change into like a gas that you breathe, okay? So those are all solids. So let's go over some solids here. So solid things. Guess what? An ice cube. What is an ice cube made out of? An ice cube is made out of water, which guess what? Is a liquid. Water is a liquid. It's something that you can drink. You can pour it into your cup and drink it. Well, guess what? An ice cube is made out of water. But when you freeze the water, it becomes a solid. Oh my goodness. So we're going to talk about that. Oh, that's a little special. An apple. How many of you guys eat apples? That is a solid. You crunch into it, right? It has a shape. The apple does not change shape. Of course it does when you start to eat it, but that's a whole different thing. So an apple stays an apple, okay? What about books that you read or that you look at? Those are a solid. You can knock on them. They have their own shape. They're not going to change shape, okay? You can't pour out a book, can you? No, of course not. What about something that you wear on your head? A hat is a solid. It's made out of a fabric or something hard, and you wear it on your head, and it stays that shape. Of course, you can squish it, and you can stomp on it, but you can still make it, it's still a hat, right? It doesn't change the form just because you stomp on it. You can still straighten it up, and it's still a hat. What about a crayon? A crayon or a marker, okay? They're solid. They have a definite shape. They can't change shapes, okay? All right, so those are solids. Now we're going to talk about some liquids. So we said that an ice cube is made out of a liquid. So what I want you to do is I want you to go and get an ice cube, and I want you to put it into a cup, okay? So we're going to do this together. And now this one is you're going to have to wait a little bit of time. But as the time goes by, so an ice cube is a solid, but what is going to happen to that ice cube if you just leave it out on the table in a cup? What do you think is going to happen? That's our first experiment today. So let's get an ice cube in a cup and we're going to check it out. Alright, so I got my cup and I got my ice cube. Now I used more than one, and that's okay. So I have my ice cubes in here because you can see an ice cube is just solid water. It's been frozen. You put it into the freezer and you have to leave it there for quite a bit of time, and it will freeze up. The little molecules inside of the water, they get cold. Just like when you get cold, you start to shiver, right? Well, they start to move really fast and they freeze up and they can't move anymore until it becomes a solid, just like this. So that is what we're going to check out. So you should have your cup and put some ice cubes in it and just leave it out on the table. We're going to leave those out and we're going to see what happens. Now, did you think about we're going to think of a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a question. What do you think will happen to the ice cubes if we leave them in a cup just on the table? What do you think will happen? And then you have to think about, well, I think this might happen. So I want you to think about it and come up with an answer. And then we're going to check and see if your answer is correct. Now we're also going to do a separate experiment to go along with this. So we're going to take another cup. We're going to add some ice cubes in it. And then we're going to take a warm liquid and we're going to add it to our ice cubes and see what happens then, okay? All right, so we have our ice cubes here. We're just going to put those over to the side and let those do their thing. It's going to take a little bit of time. It might take a couple of hours, but you can check back on it in a little bit and we'll see what happens. All right, so the next one you're going to do is you're going to take another cup and you're going to add some ice cubes in it, and we're going to add some warm water, It doesn't have to be hot water, just something that's not been in the refrigerator, okay? Something that's not been in the refrigerator. Something that maybe you bought some juice and you have just opened it, or even just some water that's been sitting out. That's okay too. Water or juice, something that's not cold yet, okay? Warm water or room temperature water, okay? Let's gather our stuff and we'll start our experiment. All right, so I have my original cup here with my ice cubes in it. And oh my goodness, it's only been like a minute or two. And look, I've already got some liquid forming in the bottom of my cup. Oh my goodness, what is happening to my ice cubes? Well, they are starting to melt. Did you know that when ice starts to melt, it forms a liquid? Because guess what? Ice is made out of water. So it turns back to its original state of matter called water. Man, it's already happening. How fast is that? All right, so I have my other cup here, and I have a couple of ice cubes in there. Now I took some water and I heated it up just for like a minute in the microwave, just to make it a little warm. So I'm going to add it here with my warm water to my 2 ice cubes that I have. And I want you to observe what is happening to the ice cubes. Now, you should be doing this at home. You don't have to be doing it at home, but you can join along and do this at home as well. All right, so I'm going to see which one is going to melt faster. Do you think that the ice cubes by themselves, just here on the cup next to it, is going to melt faster or slower than the ice cubes in the warm water? Now this is a great experiment because they're both going to turn into water, but which one is going to go faster? Science is all about asking questions and then testing those questions to see what happens. It's called curiosity, right? You always want to know what happens. So here, I don't know if you can see inside of my cups, they both were the same size ice cubes. And now this one, the ice cubes are almost gone. Oh my goodness. And this one, of course, they're still there, but there's a little bit of liquid in there. So it looks like the warm water is melting our ice cubes much faster than the ice cubes just being here by themselves. Kind of like if you go outside and you have a nice cold drink and you go outside and the sun, it starts to warm it up, right? Yeah, same thing. All right, so our ice cubes have almost completely melted in there. They are so super tiny. Let me take one out here for you to look at. Whoa, look how tiny that ice cube has gotten. So, both of them were solids. The ice cube is a solid. When it melts, it turns, when you add heat, a lot of times you can add heat to things and it'll change whatever it is into something different, usually a liquid. So here, our water is now returning to its original state of a liquid. So a liquid, just like I did here, I can pour it, right? I can pour my liquid. You can see it being poured. Now, these two containers are different shapes, right? This one's more, a little thicker, and bigger, round, and this one's a little smaller. Oh my goodness, I just added more water, and now my ice cubes have basically completely disappeared. Oh my goodness, a little bitty speck there is all that's left of that ice cube. Oh my goodness, it's completely melted into the water. Alright, so that has turned back into water. So water is a liquid, and liquid takes whatever shape the container is in, unlike a solid. So a solid is always going to stay, this popsicle stick is always going to stay a popsicle stick. This block is always going to stay a block, no matter what I do to it, right? And it's going to always keep this shape. It's always going to look like this. It's always going to look like this. My monkey is always going to look, oh, he's turned backwards. He's always going to look like this. He's not going to, his shape is never going to change. Like if I put him in ice cubes, he's not going to change. He's still going to be the same. It doesn't matter if he gets cold or if he gets hot. He's still going to be a little monkey here, okay? Now liquid is a little different. Based on what you pour it into, the shape changes because it pours and it's a liquid. So let's see if I have this little lid here. So this is a circle. It has little triangle shapes here. If I take my liquid and I pour it into each one of these, the water has now changed shape. It was tall and round, and now it's no longer tall and round. It's skinny, and each one is now like a little piece of a pie. So liquid changes based on the shape of the container, whatever is holding the shape. So you might have, sometimes you have soda bottles that are tall. You have milk jugs that are fat. You have your cup is a different shape. So whatever you pour your liquid into is going to be a different shape. For example, like paint. This is paint inside of here, and it's a liquid. You can hear it jiggling around in there. Now the container is a solid, and the container is not going to change. So my glass here is not going to change unless I break it, right? I can drop it on the ground and it would break into a million pieces of glass. But the glass is still glass. It doesn't change into a liquid, right? Okay. But our ice cubes, oh my goodness, look at that. It's really starting to melt now. They're being out in the open air. So a liquid changes shape, a solid does not. Now, we've already done a couple experiments here, and that's all we're going to do for today. We were going to do some more experiments tomorrow so we can kind of get a feel of solid, liquids, and gases. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Oh, I spilled some water here. For our experiments and for our science lesson. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. And if you would like to do more science experiments, just let me know in the comments below that you're having a good time. Okay? So tomorrow we will investigate more liquids and also some gas. Now be prepared for tomorrow. We are going to do ice cream in a bag. I know, that sounds crazy, huh? We're going to make some ice cream in a bag. So, if you have some half and half and some vanilla and a little bit of sugar, those are the things that we're going to need. And then to really make it nice and cold, some rock salt or some ice cream salt we're going to add into our ice cubes so that we can shake it up and turn it into some ice cream and freeze it up real good. Okay? And you'll have a tasty treat. That'll be part of tomorrow's video. So, until we see each other tomorrow, I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.